All right, I suppose everything has to start at some time, and this is like duct tape and sticks holding us set up together. I got my SM58 run over a normal bike stand, boom down in front of my face, sitting at my computer desk. This is not the optimum setup. I've got my Logitech mouse sitting over here in the corner, a mouse, webcam, sitting here in the corner, jammed into a toolbox. Um, I'm like 3 inches away from my computer desk. And what you see on the screen is my recording program. It's cheap. It's Mixcraft 9. I've added stuff to it. But this is how I record at night. And I just kind of wanted to show it. And kind of show the process of what I go through when I record. This took me, when I originally set this up, it took me like 24 hours worth of goofing around, downloading, going to YouTube, setting things, guessing on a lot of things, sound setups, that stuff. Okay, so I don't know where to start from. This is the recording software. A lot of times it's called a DAW, D-A-W. Digital Audio Workstation? Shit, something like that. This is where I do everything. All the recording comes in here. All the guitar sounds can come in through here, but I don't have it set up that way tonight. I have it going through an amplifier, which is over here. From my guitar, and I'll show you the guitar. Tonight I am playing my P90 Epiphone Les Paul. The only parts that are original on it is the body, the neck, and the P90s, the pickups. But I'm not going to change it. It's staying like this. It goes out of tune a little bit, but barely, and plays like a dream. I've got ratio tuners on it. I've got a graphite nut. And, oh God, I can't even remember who made the tailpiece. It's a wraparound tailpiece, but it has the adjustable bridge on it for intonation. It's not completely intonated right now. I have 8s or 9s on it, I think, right now, strings, but I'm going to put 8s on it if I can get it to intonate with 8s on it. But, okay, so here's something that usually is part of the setup too, is a silver can of questionable beverage. I don't suggest, if you're trying to make a high quality recording, to imbibe in many of these, because your recording will end up like shit. Usually by the time I get done recording at night, I'll play a riff, and then by the time the riff turns around the song, I will have forgotten what I recorded already and how to play it sometimes, because I improvise everything and I don't learn it. I just kind of do it. So I'll just fart around, and then I'll do it. I'll write something, and then I'll put layers on it, or I'll add crap to it, and that's what I'm going to do tonight. I don't want to make this video too long, but I'll go through the super basics. If anybody watches it and wants to see more, man, I'll dig in. I'll do this every night while I'm recording. I don't care. I can live stream it too. It doesn't really matter. I can just YouTube live stream it. So with that first step done, that most important step that I just completed, and go to the rest. Okay. I've got the Epiphone guitar I already showed you. My computer chair is rolling away. Come here, computer chair. All right. I am going to bang my guitar on everything because I'm sitting way too close, but I have to for this microphone. If I was to ever keep doing this, I would actually set up a real camera and get a shotgun mic or anything but this, or maybe just a little stand. Actually would probably help. I could buy a cheap stand and put it on the desk. It'd be would it be better? I don't know. Maybe a miniature boom stand, or I can set the mic on the floor. Ooh. Okay, well, learning. I could set the mic on the floor and then just shoot it up at me. before I get started, before I get too distracted, there's a bunch of guitars, and I'm looking at them in the camera. So, we're talking Schecter. Can't remember the name of it. It's cool. It's really cool, actually. Uh, boom, EVH Wolfgang. You can't really see that guitar that's right by my head, so I'm not going to talk about that one. That one's another Schecter. The black Telecaster is a monster Schecter. And then I've got a WI-66 Pro Washburn sitting next to it. I've got lots more guitars, but they're not on camera, so you don't get to see them. All right, here's what I do. Sometimes I'll come in with an idea because I listen to music all day at work, and I'll grab something and be like, hey, I want to do something like that. And then I'll come in, and I'll sit down, and I'll bring up a drum beat, or I'll bring up a sound, and then everything that I thought of all day long I was going to do went out the window, and I don't end up doing it. So it's better just to not know what I'm going to do. This is how it starts. So I just get a guitar, plug it in, get it working. I went with a clean, basic sound. I didn't do anything, basically. I just plugged it in. I think it maybe go up a little bit, but not a lot. Maybe that was starting to get that. Good enough. Looks like it's bad. That's gonna be good enough. I'm gonna turn it down just a tiny bit. It's crackling a little bit. So is the microphone, really. I don't know if that's in OBS. No, it's not. It's not in OBS. It's just in the output. Something going on. It might be the master, actually. Let me look at that. So I can go to my mixer down here. Boom. And look at my master. No, the master. Well, I can turn up the master and make everything echoey. That sounds like shit. All right. Nope. Check. That's still good. All right. It's not the master track. Most nights I have an idea what I'm going to do. A little bit, a little bit. I'll also start by warming up, which I didn't tonight because I've started farting around with this to see if I can get it to work just good enough to record with. And here it is. I'm just going to go to sort of the process that I use. Like I said, if anybody likes this, I can go ahead and make a bunch of videos on how I do all this shit, and I'm sure I do it all wrong. If there's actually anybody who's watching that knows what they're doing, I taught myself every single bit of this. I don't know a single person that does this. I've never been to a class. I've never even seen it done, to tell you the God's honest truth. I've even on YouTube videos, I haven't watched anybody. I don't watch them of people recording or how-tos. If I have a problem, I'll look it up. But for anybody else who wants to just maybe make practice tracks or put their ideas down real quick, I'll show you what I do because I'm the king of putting this shit down quick. I do this a lot of nights a week, 3-4 nights a week. I do this. So go to my library. Now you're going to notice my library is huge. I got 17,005 different loops and sounds on this library. It's because this is a conglomeration of like 10 years of recording with different DAWs, my workstation. And I always save all the plugins, all the VSTs, and all the loops and everything, and I just keep adding them on to the next DAW that I use. So if you start looking through here, I don't know how easy this is to see. I guess you can see it sort of. I've got acoustic guitar, bagpipes, bass, bassoon, bell, bazookies, brass. I'm not reading them all. Cello, clarinets, crash cymbals. You can build your own drum sets. I mean, they have snares and bass drums and cymbals and toms and everything you can think of. Electric piano. Now, a lot of these are just riffs. It kind of tells you what key and what tempo they're at. I generally do not start with any of these things. Every once in a while I do, but I generally don't. Sound effects. I generally start with a drum beat. So I just happen to have them pulled up. They're here. Their tempo's here. How many bars it is here with the instrument here. Of course, it's drums. I just got done saying. I'll bring up a drum beat. See if I feel like something I could write with. I don't know. That's the easiest drum beat in the world. So we bring that up here. Dude, do I want to change it to 127? Yeah, might as well. 127 is what this beat was recorded at, 126.999. And I had my tempo here. My timing set at 4/4. My tempo was set at 120. Now it's set at 127 because that's what the drum beat was at. So here's one. That's this. If I hit play. Now that drum beat's up there. But my song is not going to be 4 seconds long or whatever that just was. So I can just hit this little plus button and go, wow, I hit it about 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, through experience, I know that if I hit, if I go to about 24 bars, that's about a minute. And I record about a minute a night, and then I throw it up on YouTube. I throw it on, actually, I mean, I mix a little shit video with it. I have a super easy method for slamming a video down in about 3 minutes. And I do that every night too. I'll just take a photo and transition it and throw some weird stuff on it and then put the music on it. Not doing that tonight, obviously, because I'm trying to record everything at once on OBS. So if this does work, then I don't need to build a video from it. Well, at least not this one. Not like this. Though I could put an intro on the video. I'm not going to do that. That's getting carried away. Not when generally I get one view on my YouTube videos. One. So I'm going to give you one view worth of effort into making this. I made it. There's a simple 4/4 up there. I don't normally have a microphone on when I'm recording. So that's a little different. You might hear me breathing and snorting and shit. I don't know. So from here, I usually will I will have played and at least have an idea of a chord pattern in my head or something. Not tonight. So from there, I get that up there. I will just hit play and start jamming over it. This is where it might get boring, or it might not. I don't care. I can stand up and practice, theoretically, and you could watch me play. I don't know if I can aim the camera at the guitar. I've got too much corruption in the way down here. Anyway, just hit play. That almost sounds like something. And this is what I do. I just kick around chords and ideas. I'm missing a chord or something. So far I got. This that's the chord I don't like. I went backwards on that one. And there it is. I just wrote my song for the night. So, I have it armed. Shit, I really shouldn't have this armed. Don't need it armed. There we go. Everything still works, right? Yes. And now I can set my volume. Oh, brilliant. Um, okay, it's armed. This button armed. That means when I hit record, any of these tracks that have this armed button armed are going to record, whether there's anything connected to them or not. Excuse me. You know what that means. My nose is running. I need another beer because I got beer fever. Okay, so I decided to go with this chord pattern. And that was where I fuck up a lot. Because I'm unfamiliar to this pattern. My brain just told my hands to play it, and my hands are like, hold on, dude. I don't know what I'm doing yet. You got to get that muscle memory built in so I can tell I can correctly do it. There's a couple ways to do this, and I can just turn on the drums and practice it for like 10 minutes, or I can just hit record and hope I do it right. At that point, if I do it right one time, I could save it and loop it, or just copy paste it like I did with the drums. I don't generally do that. If I'm recording a minute, I generally record a minute, but that is not enough for a minute. Theoretically, it could be. I don't see why I couldn't. So I want to practice it a few times and try to get it at least semi-clean. And then I'll hit record, throw it up there, and then I'll add. For sure, I would add layers to it, or at least one more guitar. From there, I could add something else, violins or something. I mean, I don't know. I wing it every night. It's improv. So I'm gonna say I don't know a lot. Damn it. Also, recording is kind of stressful. When you hit that button, you go into panic mode. And even if you know the parts well, you'll still screw them up a lot more often when you're recording than when you're just jamming with your friends or playing live or playing in your room. And then add recording a video at the same time to it. So there's probably going to be a lot of swear words in the next 5 minutes. Heads up. Okay. So my hands are sweating. It's actually one of the reasons I like recording. That stress, don't fuck up. So I'm going to try not to fuck up, and I'm going to hit record, and it'll go 8 clicks. Boom, start recording. That's how I have it set. You can set it to 4. And it's also, the clicks go to the tempo of the song. So at about 120 beats, let's hear the BPM here. At the BPM. So it was like a bum, 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 bum. It was a little quicker than than my brain was telling me, probably because I went up to 127 BPM instead of 120. Believe it or not, the BPMs make a big difference in the feel of the song, even. I mean, if I was to change it to like a 200 BPM, that would be a completely different song, but my hands and my brain are not anywhere near being able to do that tonight, at least right now. It's only... it's 10:45. For me, it's getting... We're headed to the late part of my night, because I stay up till about 1 every night. I usually crash the video out onto YouTube at like 1:10 in the morning every night. I tend to not record until I know the day is over. I want my head clear. I want to make sure everybody's home from work, nobody's got in a car wreck, nobody needs to borrow money or give me free beer. If most of the people in the house are asleep, that's when my head finally gets clear and I can just write. If I've got people walking by me, knocking on the door, I'm not going to write anything or record a video onto YouTube. I just ain't gonna do it. Not to mention I work weird hours and I don't have to get up early. Boom. One bites the dust. Beer number one. This isn't going to be a 6-beer recording, I don't think. I think it's be more like a 3-beer, maybe a 6-beer. I don't know how many layers I do. Be aware, the more you put on, the more muddy the sound gets, and you can get things lost in the mix and separation problems, and it sounds like shit. So I try to keep things clean most of the times, unless I don't, or unless I really want to layer something so bad that I don't care if stuff gets squishy in the mix. And I am using technical terms that I made up myself because, like I said, I'm the only one that taught myself how to do this shit. More out of necessity. I wanted a good way to record. Cheap. I mean, my recording software was probably $80. Keep in mind, I've added a whole lot of other sounds from other recording software, so I got money in that. But it was way in the past. What else do I got? Oh, I got an interface. I got a Focusrite 2i2, so it has 2 inputs, which would be the microphone and the guitar at the moment. And that interfaces to the computer, and it's what brings the sound. One sound's coming out of my guitar amp into the interface. The other is coming from this microphone into the interface. They go from the interface into the computer into a its own sound card, not sound card. Something, its own sound something. And then it goes, through the software, blah, 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 blah. And in this case, it goes through the software into the OBS, and the OBS is recording it. Though I could record with the software too and just make an output of audio track of this entire stream. It's not a stream recording. It's a recording. It's a stream for me because I'm live and it's live. It's a one-person stream which turns into a recording. Okay, I got to quit talking before I forget the chord pattern. I really should have been practicing this whole time. So I want to try to at least play it 4 times. I like to do it because it kind of makes things genuine, because you're going to fuck them up. The timing's not going to be the same. Your picking attack's not going to be the same every time. It's like you could program the simple guitar pattern super easy in here with a guitar sound, and I can go boom, 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 boom in it, and it would sound totally like all music out nowadays. I prefer my music to sound more human, and so that means out of time and with mistakes. Never said it was perfect. Not a studio musician. Don't care. Not even a professional musician. Don't care. I'm just a guy that likes to have fun doing this shit. All right. It's always good to wipe the hands. They get sweaty during this moment of truth. That E sound, I just accidentally hit that E and it sounds good droning over those notes. So that's probably what I'm likely going to, I'll break out the bass and probably just go boom on an E, and then I'll add some melody to it with the bass notes. That's my brain functioning right now. I'm actually creating it. But let me at least try to get the track down. This is where the swearing starts, because I'm going to be like, hey, yeah, I'm just going to record these simple little 16 notes or whatever it is. And it's going to take me 20 minutes because I'm going to continually fuck it up. Oh. Okay, so that sucked. Let's go back and listen to it, though, just so you can hear what sucking sounds like. See, it was all goofy. I was missing notes. stuff like that. So all you got to do is hit, just like any other program, hit the edit, boom, gone. Time to redo it. This is how it works. Cut. Let's redo it. Oh. I decided to attack the strings a lot harder this time. Maybe thought I could get clearer, and I probably would have if I would have not fingered the wrong chord. They're simple. I'm using 2-note chords, but nothing's ever simple, actually. That's the problem is my transition, my brain. I have dyslexic fingers tonight. All right, let's give it a shot. See if I can get 4 of them out of here. All right, I got 4. Let me take the guitar off for a minute because this is not a guitar thing right now. By the way, I did something recently. I'm getting close, far, near far. I'm wireless on the guitar to try to remove some of the corruption from the floor, so I don't fall on my face after like 7 beers. All right, dig this. Here's where we get into editing. I think I got 4. What I need to do is go along this line as it's playing and say, okay, that was 1, that was 2, that was 3, that was 4. And then I got to cut it. Well, actually, I'm not going to cut it. What I'm going to do is pull it back to where I think that riff should end. And that's where I'm going to copy paste. Now, normally, on a I'm looking at the screen now. Normally, I would add more riffs. I'm keeping it simple tonight for obviously reasons. Reasonlies. I'm keeping it simply. Yeah, words. They're good. So I'm going to listen. And you can't listen. Hold your ears. No, I'm kidding. You can listen too. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Should be on 9. Okay, so I scroll this back to 9. Click, click, click. Oh, make sure you're this is on beats. That way it auto clicks right to where you want it. If you have on time, it's all screwed up. Go to beats, boom. Let's listen to it again. See if I clip that off at the right spot. If I was on time, it's on the right spot. If I wasn't, it's not. And that's basically a tough shit thing for me. Though I can double this and overlap it so it does start at the right time. I can show you what that looks like if I fucked it up. I'm getting excited about this. This is the stuff I do. So I hope somebody watches it. If you don't watch it, fuck you. All right, here we go. Good enough. And I just buried my mouth in the microphone. Sorry about that. Buried my mouth in the microphone? Buried the microphone in my mouth. All right. So what I'm going to do is, it's highlighted already because that was the track I just played. Right click, click, copy, boom. Go up here in this little square that shows the beat. Hit paste. Now I'd like to listen to the transition. So I'm going to click here so it only plays for a second. It goes into transition. I want to make sure it sounds clean. enough. You can bury it with other tracks and you won't hear it, believe it or not. You can bury it with another guitar or bass or something, and you're not going to hear this division or this loop. Perfect. Perfect. Now, if we look, we didn't get quite to my minute. Well, that's easy enough to solve, right? We just go click, paste, boom, there it is. And then we add a few more drum tracks so it ends up even. Boom. See, now the song and the drums, and at the same time, it will go through this loop I just created 3 times. Boop, 3 times. Boop. Go back to the beginning. We already know what it sounds like. We just listened to it. We'll give it one more. I like to quick listen because I want to also think of what's next. I can go ahead and turn that off, and I can disarm it. Check. Everything's good again. The sound gets a little weird when I disarm for some reason. I'm not quite sure. And now I can set the volume level on this track. I couldn't before because it was recording, but now I can. So we'll play it back. Okay, so what I did there is I dropped the drum level a little bit. Now here's the thing. This guitar track right now is set in the middle. So are the drums. They're taking the same space in the EQ, basically, or in the width of the track. From right to left, they're all in the center. Right, dead center. So what I'm going to do is highlight, click and drag. Boom. All that. Hit copy. Boom. Bring down one track, hit paste. Okay, so now we've got 2 identical guitar tracks and a drum track all up the middle. Boom, play. Now, if you're watching this on your phone, God help you. I cannot say enough bad things about phones. If you have a phone and you're watching this, put on some fucking headphones. Buy some earbuds. Don't listen to this shit on your phone speaker. As a matter of fact, if you're watching this right now and you're watching it on your phone, just turn it off. I would prefer you don't watch it because you're not going to enjoy it and it's going to sound like shit. Because what I'm doing next is hard panning. I'm going to hard pan one channel all the way to the left. I'm going to hard pan the other all the way to the right. Now, you're going to get the separation of sound if I hard pan them the right direction. They might be opposite. You might hear no sound if I hard pan them the wrong way. So what it's done now is give you separation. It's going to have a drum set here in the middle of your head. And it's going to have a guitar on this side and a guitar on that side. Though they're identical. Ears are different. Ears pick things up different. Are you left-brained or right-brained? Is one of your ears damaged and one not? Are you dumb on one side and smart on the other? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I probably am. So let's listen to it. See, this one's coming in on this channel. That one's coming in on that channel. Now I can drop one channel out. They can hear it just in one channel. Now they're both there. Cool, huh? Right? Now I've got this cool thing going. There's nothing here. It's very basic. There's nothing here. I mean, I could just add a vocalist. And that could be a song. Or it could be done right now. That could be a song. That would be a track for... it wouldn't be a soundtrack for much. It's not very good. That would be a soundtrack for somebody installing their toilet on a YouTube video. They would like it. They'd be like, yep, that is the track I want. It's not the track I want. So I'm going to do more to it. Normally, I'm all about guitar, obviously. I'd add guitars. I would add at least 2 more guitars onto this track to give it some fullness and a personality as a song. I may do that tonight. I may not. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, that's the cool thing about making music. I can do whatever I want. At this point, this track could just end here, or it could turn into this huge production. I do want to show you one thing real quick because it's right here and it's easy. We'll take this track here. I'm going to solo it. right, so that track is soloed, and you heard it. That's called a wow, my voice is going. Calls for a drink. I'm gonna put an effect on it. I think I'm gonna put a chorus on it. And I'm gonna say, yeah, that chorus is good enough, even though I don't know what it sounds like. That works for me. So now I got a chorus on this guitar, and we'll listen to that track soloed again. So that wasn't a hard chorus. Maybe I should have looked at it and added a little more chorus. But it added a little tiny bit of chorus to it. So I'm going to go to this other one, and I'm going to add delay. But I'm going to listen to this one before I just call it good. Not perfectly happy with it, but it works for the video tonight. So let's go ahead and listen to it all together with the one guitar chorus, the other one slightly delayed, and the drum beat. That's not too bad, right? Right on. So usually I save the best for last because this is my favorite part of recording any song. But I'm going to do it now. I wonder how long I've been recording for. I don't really know. Oh, 36 minutes. I figured this would take an hour, so here we go. Now we bring in the bass, my favorite thing in the whole world. Not a excuse me? Not a bass player. Which is why I love playing bass, no pressure. This bass is fantastic. The onboard controls alone flavor this thing so much that I rarely need to add anything to it. I can just tweak the sound right from the onboard controls. It is active. It has 3 EQ pots, a master control, 2 master volumes, and a basically on-off switch for the. It's basically a loud switch. I don't know what else to say. And the EQ pots are cut and boost, so it has a huge tonal flexibility. Not to mention, it's beautiful to play. It sounds great. So let's go ahead and turn the bass on. Here's the sound. Boy, that sound is not coming through very much. I mean, I can see it working. There. By the way, I haven't changed the sound on the amplifier. I'm literally just using the same guitar sound that I had. I had not changed a single setting, haven't touched it. And I'm going to adjust the bass sound as I go, kind of get a feel for it. But I do need to tune it very slightly. So I go to here, this little tuning fork. Guess what that means? It means I can tune. That means it's close enough. All right. How handy is it to have that thing built into your software, huh? I there's one thing I wish the software had, and that would be like a memory where I can say this is where I was tuned, and then hit a note, and that would save it for the whole thing, and I can just bring it. Oh, what am I thinking? I just put it on a track. Duh. I don't know. I'm being stupid. I do wish I had notes though. I can just pop up and throw a note on here. It probably does, and I just don't know it. So I gotta. This is my favorite part. Adding the bass line is always my favorite part. A lot of times, the bass line will make me think of a vocal line to put on a song, which I don't record vocals here. It's too loud. It's not necessary. But so I fart around bass lines. I'm going to play through the song a few times. I might have to adjust some levels so I can hear the bass, and then I'll record it. That bass is not punching through the mix at all. All right. Let's try it again. All right. Well, I mean, no. No is what that adds up to. Here's where I just create. This is the weird part where I make strange faces and stare down instead of looking at you. So, cheers to me looking down for the next 3 minutes. If you see any bald spots, tell me. I might be losing my hair. I'm suspicious. Okay, I figured out a bass line that I don't know at all, and I screwed it up every single time I did it. So let's try recording it. Sometimes the pressure of recording will actually straighten my ass out. Close. No cigar. Undo. Redo. Let me take the bass off. Here's one last look at it, though. It's freaking gorgeous. It's a Jackson, by the way, and it didn't cost me a whole lot. It was like supposedly used or a factory second or something, and I've owned this thing about a year, and I have not found even a single scratch on it. I don't know why. I got it so cheap, but I will not argue with it. Look at the neck on this thing. It's gorgeous. It's insane. My favorite bass of all time, but I love every bass I've ever owned, so. Okay, so basically we got a basic idea of a song. Basically everything is basic, basically. Apparently. It's basic. Let's go back and listen to it. Now, bass is like the bad kid in your house. It's supposed to be seen, it's supposed to be felt and not heard. Unless it requires it. In this case, it doesn't. It needs to fill in space and kind of move with the beat. And also open up your head a little bit for some different harmonies in the melody. So I'm dropping the bass down to where it belongs, the back of the line. I'm talking to you bass players. I'm just kidding. I love bass, but it doesn't belong in the forefront on this. I will turn it up and down so you can hear it, though. Recording for 47 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and stop and restart, and I'll just submit to.